Welcome back to the Smile Reconstruction Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Tanner Townsend, along with my fabulous co-host, Dr. Joshua Muir. And today, we're going to talk a little bit about some different patients that we typically run into in our office. So, Dr. Muir, when you hear someone say, hey, I've been struggling with my teeth for a long time. I don't like showing my smile to anyone. I just kind of hide my teeth. What do you think is actually going on for that person? We see this person a lot in our office.
So it's interesting that this is our topic today because I recently had a patient that I saw years ago that was so excited to get what it was for. It was for a new denture, but she realizes now how difficult it is to chew and stuff with that. And she said, guys, I just feel like I've lost my life. I don't like being out in public anymore, and I'm a recluse. Is there anything you can do for me? So there's a lot going on there when someone, says they're hiding it or just getting by,
Yeah. So what do you think the hardest part emotionally is for that person? Not the procedure, but the decision to finally do something, to not hide their teeth anymore.
Yeah, so the hardest part emotionally, are you meaning like taking that first step to come in for a consult?
Yeah, it's more of like taking the step to get going on the, so yeah, pretty much for the consult.
Yeah, I think until you know that there's a solution for you that works with your health and anatomy and that works with your budget, until you know that, there's still some hope that it can be done. I think what happens to some people is they're so afraid of nothing being available that they don't even try. They don't move forward because then they
just
have
shut
no
down.
hope. It's over at that point.
So I think you hit on something really good there. Like, what have you noticed when we talk to patients and sometimes we say, hey, you're actually a candidate for this treatment, believe it or not, where you've maybe been told you haven't been in the past, or this actually is going to work in your budget if we do X, Y, Z. What is the common reaction that you get when someone says, hey, I've been told I wasn't a candidate before? And then how does that change when you tell them that they are a candidate now?
We had a lady yesterday who came in for a consult, and she went to another office, and the only option they gave her was a big $60,000 treatment. And the option that we came up with, we said, well, if that doesn't work for you, let's take a step back. And if that doesn't work for you, let's take a step back, but let's find something. And so we found something for her that doesn't use as many implants. It's a snap-in type solution, but she's super excited. She came in thinking she wasn't a candidate because of finances and left knowing that she can move forward with something that's going to work. And so, like, some of the happiest times I see patients click and turn that switch from devastation to just super excited is when they finally know they can.
Yeah. Isn't that like a wonderful thing to have that realization while we're in the chair? I think another thing that is really disheartening to see sometimes is when you have them come in at the beginning of that consult and they're like, I've just accepted this is what it's going to be like.
Well, and what's even worse is when they say this, I really just accept, and they're covering their mouth for you, and they don't even want you to see their teeth because they're so hurt by that emotional past that they can't let anyone see.
No, and they won't let anyone see. And I had a patient just like that the other day as well. So if we've got someone listening right now to this and something we talked about just resonated with them, what is one thing you'd want them to do?
Well, the first thing is just know that most people have a solution available, and it just takes having the discussion.
Yeah.
We used to charge for consults. We used to put these roadblocks in the way of helping patients even know if they were a candidate.
Yeah.
But nowadays we've removed the roadblocks, and this is for years we've removed those. We don't charge for a consult. We open the doors for conversation, and we create an environment where they can get answers specific to them. And we don't just close the door if they can't do the most expensive, nicest, coolest treatment. We say, let's find what works for you on every level.
Yeah.
And it's worked great. It's been amazing.
Yeah. So since those roadblocks are removed, come in for a consult, figure out what works with your budget, and let's make it so you can smile again, that you're not embarrassed about it. So that is it for today's episode of the Smile Reconstruction Podcast. Thank you so much, and we will catch you in the next episode.